Okay, we'll get started. So good afternoon, everybody. So my name is Lindsay and I'm from Catch-22. So I will be moderating today's workshop, which is Positive Impacts of COVID-19, Improving Employability Provision During a Pandemic. So a quick few housekeeping notes. So the session is around 45 minutes long and we'll be sticking to the time as closely as we can. During the event, if you have any questions, please ask these in the Q&A box on the right-hand side and ensure that you use the sessions tab and not the events tab so that your questions don't go to the whole event. We will have Emma and Christina joining us after the presentation to answer any questions. If you'd like to ask your question live on screen, then just ask to share your audio and video and I'll bring you on the screen if there is time near the end. So I am now delighted to introduce our speaker for today, who is Holly from Catch-22. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Holly. So she has 10 plus years experience in people development. She began her career in L&D and recruitment, working with people to enhance their skill set. Holly quickly began to cultivate where she wanted to make a recruitment process. From there, she started to devise a pathway focusing entirely on employee engagement. So Holly's strength is to tap into people's potential and enhance their skills to deliver results, but her passion is to support, nurture and build confidence in people, creating a pathway to employment which she believes is accessible for all. So at Catch-22, Holly is currently an employability coach on the JETS programme. She delivers a variety of work to her clients to help them on their route back to employment. And she also carries out one-to-one workshops to provide that bespoke support to individuals that are most in need. So Holly is a creative individual who loves property investment and interior design. And on that note, I'm going to hand over to you, Holly.
Oh, thanks so much, Lindsay, for that lovely introduction, and hello and welcome to everybody who's on the call today. And if you just bear with me, I'm just going to share my screen just so that I can begin this session with you. So today, guys, we're going to be talking a little bit more about employability throughout the pandemic and what this really looked like and what some of the challenges have been that we have faced. So just to kind of quickly start with an introduction to Catch-22, we're essentially the people that deliver and design public services that build resilience and aspirations in people and our communities as well. And our vision, our 3 Ps, are essentially based on we believe people can thrive when they have good people, a purpose and a good place to live as well. So here at Catch-22, we have 12 live contracts that support people all across the UK. And today we're just going to be focusing on some of our core employability programmes and how we support, how we adapted our services, but also how we help for young people during the pandemic. So first of all, I just wanted to give you a bit of a quick whistle-stop tour of our programmes, what support we offer and what contracts we offer also. So this is the first programme we have. This is Connect with Work programme, and this is supported on behalf of Barclays. So this is a fully funded socially responsible employment programme that supports individuals who perhaps face barriers to work, into job or even in apprenticeships. This programme works on both sides of the coin. So we deal with the recruitment process, providing support to and advice to employers, but also support and training to the employee as well. And the support is maintained throughout the entire process and the participant's journey. But also we provide this ongoing support for up to 6 months into their work placement as well. Catch-22 is a strategic delivery partner on the Barclays Connect with Work programme in London, Liverpool and Manchester. And we have a fully funded available pool to sort of upskill individuals, but also we give them access to exclusive vacancies via Barclays business customers. Another programme we work on is Family Works and Aspiring Families. This is working with G4S and Serco. This programme is a voluntary employment support programme in the borough of Islington, Newham, Tower of Hamlets, Barking, Dagenham, Havering, Enfield and Haringey. And this has been designed to support local people who are part of a family, perhaps with complex barriers to gain employment, but also to improve the life of the whole family. Here at Catch-22, we are delivering this contract in collaboration, as I mentioned, with G4S and Serco. And here you'll see the following requirements to be part of this journey. So it's people aged 16 plus, people who are generally unemployed or inactive and part of a family unit. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean having to have children, or family members do not need to be living with each other also. We also have the Horizons contract. Now, this is one of our newest mobile contracts that we've got here at Catch-22, and this is working with JP Morgan and Chase & Co as well. Now, this programme is a core employability programme, which is set initially to help 400 people who face barriers into work and training. But our ambition is to support more than 20,000 people in Birmingham, Liverpool, and London and Manchester into work over the next 4 years. Horizon is one of the first programmes to address both unemployment and underemployment, where work is low paid, unsustainable, or without opportunities to progress. And this programme is initially for young people living in London, aged 16 plus. We also have the Bright Light contract. So this is a programme which is in partnership project being delivered by Catch-22 and the Children's Society. And this is a pilot programme for London only pilot, with the main aim of progression care leavers into apprenticeships and understanding barriers associated with developing solutions as well. So this is where we share learnings to influence national policy as well. And as again, you can see below here the general requirements for this particular programme, and it's usually care leavers only aged 16 to 25 years old, people who are willing to start work or carry out apprenticeships, within 12 months, ready to start education or training opportunities within the next 3 to 12 months, or might be ready to actively search for the next step in their career, maybe that be education, training, or employment. We also have a JETS programme. Now, this is the programme that I'm on as well, and incredibly proud to be part of. So as part of the JETS programme, we deliver services on behalf of our charity partner, Shore Trust, who again, they get their referrals within the Hertfordshire area. So on this programme, we look at our coaches tailoring expert coaching for people facing barriers. So this might be through sort of housing, mental health, or people with even convictions as well. So we look to support people to secure high work placement with good progression and opportunity routes, but also the way we do this is by employability skills training, online sessions for up to 50 people, but also one-to-one support sessions are also available. And we currently have 50 sessions available to choose from, and we're delivering up to 300 sessions a week right now. Then we have the Digital Edge, Digital Leap, another fantastic programme. Now, this one is funded by Microsoft and Salesforce, and this is a 3 to 4 week course, which is designed to provide pre-apprenticeship and pre-employment pathways for the tech and digital sectors. And as part of this, participants also receive 6 months one-to-one support from one of our fabulous career coaches. And the programme is aimed at people 18 to 45 with interest in technical and digital roles who actually may face barriers or exclusion from the sector and currently out of work, or maybe not even in education. We also have the Grid for Good. Now, the Grid for Good is a new flagship corporate responsibility community investment programme, and it is delivered in partnership with Catch-22. Here we deliver upskilling and employment opportunities for young people with barriers over the course of the UK. Over the next 12 months, we actually expect to see 450 people aged 16 to 30 with barriers to work go through this unique training programme. And as I said, this is specifically aimed for people 16 plus, but the National Grid targets groups with disadvantages. Use are people with low to no income, shock unemployment as a result of COVID-19 or wider circumstances, BAME backgrounds, but also young offenders as well. We have the Social Switch project. Now, over the last 2 years, Google.org, Catch-22, Red Thread and the Mail of London, VRU, have worked really closely together to create the Social Switch project, which really changes the narrative on how social media relationships with youth is understood, but also more importantly, tackled and solved. And really, we have 3 sort of aims and objectives here really to carry out this programme, which is training for practitioners to enable them to challenge the negative online behaviour, supporting young people to sustain into sustainable digital careers, but also funding grassroots projects which will bring communities together. And our future pathways. So this is an element where we provide support for Londoners aged 16 to 24 who are not necessarily in employment, education or training to their need, and they have other potential specific complex needs or characteristics, some disadvantages, which actually increase the risk of them suffering from reduced opportunities or low to no income or unemployment in later life. So this project will really provide tailored support for achieving and sustain education, training or employment results as well. And this is for people residing in West London Alliance strategic sub-regional partnership areas. So guys, just to kind of summarise then really some of the contracts that we've just kind of had a little look at and some of our programmes. So Catch-22 employability programs are really tailored for so many service users, and this way we're able to reach a large amount of people. So for example, as you might have seen, we have contracts that are purely digital, as well as having contracts that will just support care leavers. However, with this being said, our mission always still remains the same, and that's just to make a real positive footprint on people's lives. So during the pandemic, our programs have had to adapt really, really quickly to evaluate how we can still reach our service users, but also by maintaining that really high quality standard. And so I wanted to take a little look with you now just about some of how our programs were affected during the pandemic, but also some positive results that we've seen as well. So here are just some of the challenges that we have faced. So firstly, outreach locations shut their doors, which meant referrals to provisions dropped, meaning that we were reaching less people. The local labour market changed drastically, as we all know, so our less confident participants were missing out on that all-important face-to-face engagement. Our caseloads were also not equipped with the IT that they potentially needed to be productive in their job search, finding courses, etc. And so people on our caseloads found themselves experiencing COVID-19 related anxieties also. And the general consensus is there was a real lack of apprenticeship opportunities available out there. People were less inclined to kind of take apprenticeships on. So there was a real lack of opportunity for people looking for apprenticeships. Some of the impacts that we made, which were really positive, firstly, we adapted and we had to hugely. So we were able to build new referral partner relationships in areas that actually we wasn't able to reach before. Certain industries began to thrive more than others, which was great to see, and new low-level jobs were created in order to combat COVID-19. So we actually received a record-breaking job start performance, which we're really proud of, and our employment advisors really had to change the way they worked to overcome COVID-19 barriers. Our delivery from our staff became more connected than ever before, making great use of tech in terms of communication. And time was actually saved by us not actually having to spend time travelling, which meant that we were able to focus more time on the support which was needed. And we were able to also spend more time creating new resources to combat related employment issues that we were seeing through the pandemic. One extra thing that I wanted to mention here as well is that one of our London contracts, we placed 66 people into full-time employment across multiple COVID-19 test sites in just 2 months, so a fantastic achievement. We also, our programmes moving into virtual delivery allowed participants to be more flexible and have reduced anxieties around their travel as well. So we're now able to quickly adapt and change, which will positively impact the way that we work in the future. Employers also were more understanding of our caseloads needs, which led to new positive relationships and some exciting opportunities. And Catch-22 also created online workshops for service users, which enabled people to upskill purely remotely. Here I just wanted to share a lovely case study of Georgina. So this is Georgina's story, and Georgina works with one of our employability coaches as well. So please do take the time to listen here. It's a lovely story.
Hi, my name is Georgina. I'm 22 years old, and I've been part of an employability program at Catch-22 for just over a year now. I first met my advisor at the job centre. I had to have a conversation with my work coach at the job centre, just saying that I was really struggling mentally, looking for jobs at the speed that I had to. I just wasn't keeping up and I was getting quite depressed and sad. So they put me in contact with Catch-22 and I met Stacey from there. From there we completely revamped my CV. We had chats about what I wanted to do, where I saw my future, any skills I had, anything that I really enjoyed doing. We did applications together, we did cover letters together. She was constantly sending me jobs, sometimes out of hours, to my phone, so I was just applying. But not only that, like, just my confidence kind of grew so much from working with Stacey, just because she had way more confidence in me than I had in myself at that time. So any jobs that I thought, oh, I can't do that, there's no way, she'd push me and I'd apply. So now that I will apply for a much broader selection of jobs, I guess. I mean, it hasn't all been sunshine and rainbows, of course. Like, we've been in lockdown and it's been really hard, I think, for everyone. But where I had mental health problems before, they really, like, came to light a lot during lockdown. So it's just been nice having someone to text and someone to rely on throughout this whole process. When I first met Stacey, I didn't have any therapy. I didn't have any proper mental health support at all. Obviously, it's such long waiting lists, and you have to, like, literally fight for that support. So I had Stacey there the whole time. But yeah, luckily now I've got my mental health support. I've got Stacey helping me find jobs, so I've definitely got, like, a support system going. But before I had that, it was a lifesaver for me, I think, just to have that friend that I could constantly go to about anything, but also about, like, the stress of looking for jobs during a pandemic. So it's been a bit of a crazy ride. I've had some jobs in between, and I've had support, like, once I've had those jobs, but yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster. But I finally got a diagnosis now. I'm finally on the right medication, and I'm still getting my support from Catch-22, so we're on the right path from now on. But yeah, I'm so appreciative of the programme, and I really don't know where I'd be without it. And to Stacey, thank you.
There you go, guys, and sorry about the technical difficulties getting that up, but I hope you really enjoyed watching that. Every time I watch it, I love actually the words in that, and as you can see, you know, the programme really provides an in-depth service, an endless service really, that's making a real impact on people's lives. So yeah, so I just want to take you back to the presentation and just move forward for you. So just bear with me one moment. There we go. So now I've had a little look at Georgina's story, and I just wanted to kind of show you the support that we're actually providing during the pandemic. So here are some of sort of, I guess, our interventions that are available really. So first and foremost, as you can see, we've got dedicated personal advisors and coaches who are really passionate about what they do and delivering that service to people, just like Georgina. And so what we try to do is tailor that journey to design, which are designed to overcome those specific personal barriers people might have. But we also help with things like confident motivation, which has been, you know, all-time importance really during the pandemic also. And we also help with things like cover letter, CV preparation, mock interview. But in addition to that, you know, things like you can see here, so interview clothing to keep, you know, helping them to look at their better off calculations, financial support from, you know, their first month into work, and also in work support for 6 months. So this is, you know, not limited to, but here are just some of the ways in which we kind of deliver our programs. So through the lockdown from March 2020 to April 2021, the Employability Division has enrolled a whopping 1,687 clients and placed 510 of them into paid employment. But this isn't limited to also, we've also put people through educational training, courses, and virtual work experiences as well. So again, some real tangible results have been coming through there. Now, I just wanted to also show you Hayley's story. So you did see a snippet of that earlier, but let me just bring that up for you, because another prime example of one of our service users who have gone through the programme, but also is now, I'm really pleased to say, is a highly regarded colleague of mine. So let me share her story with you.
My name is Hayley. I was put on an employability programme to help young families and struggled through COVID as well. That was through my council. And essentially, I just needed help with upskilling and confidence and just everything work-wise and employment. I am a parent myself, so it was just kind of getting back into the working world and seeing what, you know, my transferable skills were, just helping with CVs and just confidence all round, especially due to COVID, as you all know. It's changed everyone's life, and just, you know, maybe not people's confidence, you know, you haven't been in work for a while, and just various other barriers that I had. So like I said, because I am a parent, I hadn't been in work for some time. I had a lot of reason to kind of, well, in my head anyway, to believe I just didn't have like the necessary skills to start certain jobs I had. And I did have a lot of employment history prior to COVID, but because where SPA had been so long and then I had a child, I just felt like, you know, how am I going to get a job with so much of a career gap, essentially? So yeah, within this Catch-22 employability program, it really honestly helped me. Like, my coach was amazing in helping me build my confidence. I went on to various other support programs as well while I was on this program, and they sent me off, and that was with various different companies, but to do with Catch as well. And they were so good, helping me with interview practice, helping me upskill myself, you know, regain that confidence, and, you know, looking back at my CV and what my work history already was, and asking, you know, what I enjoy. And they're really personable. It wasn't a number game. It definitely felt like they really did care, and they were genuinely interested in, you know, making sure that I had that support and was able to go back into the working world. And they definitely supported me, especially through COVID. How, you know, whether my mental state and everything else, and the current condition of everyone being at home, you know, changing from, you know, going to the normal working world, going into work, and now even maybe possibly working from home. So all of those different barriers and, you know, possible angst that I had, and making sure that, you know, I was comfortable with the situation. So in turn, there is, you know, another end to this story. So my coach is amazing, like I said, and I found out that, you know, after all that support that I had, that I really wanted to, you know, use my skill set and help and mentor other people. So on the back of it, I now work within the employability program for a different program, but I now work for Catch, and it's been amazing. And now I help other people do exactly what I needed to do, in a bit differently, but I do that, and it's been amazing. And yeah, I just thank everyone within that whole process from the beginning up until now for helping with that, because I couldn't be happier. And yeah, all those skills that I did learn and acquire, I now get to put them to good use. So yeah, it's been amazing. So thank you, guys.
Oh, lovely. Another video from Hayley then. A great story. And as I said, what a fantastic journey that she's had from being a service user to now being Catch-22 finance employee. So yeah, brilliant story there. Okay, guys, so just having a little look at COVID-19 provision. So following on from Hayley, just talking to you a little bit more about the COVID-19 provision, which is based in Hertfordshire. So essentially what we do on the JETS programme is we deliver this service on behalf of our charity partner, who gain referrals via the Department of the Work Pensions in the Hertfordshire area. And this provision is an extension of an existing programme, which is designed to support participants, as I mentioned previously, all in line with the pandemic as well. So we offer a light touch programme with large broadcast sessions, small interactive sessions, but also one-to-one support for those that need that sort of more bespoke support for them. And also our services are delivered solely remotely via Microsoft Teams, and they aim to support individuals with core employability skills, insight into other industries, but also for their personal development as well. The contract was actually immobilised in record time, so it really came around in 3 weeks. It went live in November 2019, and it started out with just 3 people and has since grown to 18 members of staff, which has been fantastic to be part of. And I really can say that the team have been absolutely amazing. My colleagues are fantastic, and they're really passionate about what they do, and this shows in the amazing results that we're now starting to deliver. So since going live, we've had designed 60 sessions to support participants. We've delivered over 1,000 sessions now and had over 3,300 referrals to our sessions as well. So from May 2020, we'll be offering 1,520 sessions a month to support the participants. And as I mentioned there, although it is a light touch programme, I can speak from experience. We come into contact with a variety of people with different support needs every day. So by you guys referring participants to us, we'll really support people in so many ways, such as CV support, interview preparation, job searching, changing industries, confidence and motivation, mindset, and so much more. So our sessions are designed to support everybody whose employment has been affected by the pandemic. We are all working towards the same goals, guys, and that is to support people into work. So I just wanted to leave you just before we finish up, to enjoy the snippet of what we offer on a support session for people who are struggling with COVID-19 related employment issues. And on this session, you'll see that we're using something called a Mentimeter. This was a larger session with a few participants on, and the Mentimeter just enables us to keep the engagement and make it really interactive, so it also can tailor it and make it slightly bespoke so that everybody gains something out of the workshop. So I'm just going to pop this video on just to give you a bit of a snippet of what we do.
This contract was created to support individuals whose jobs have been affected by COVID-19. We offer a light touch programme with large broadcast sessions, small interactive sessions and one-to-one support. All services are delivered remotely via Microsoft Teams and are aimed to support individuals with core employability skills, insight to other industries and personal development. This contract was mobilised in record time of 3 weeks and went live November 2019. The team started with just 3 and have since grown to 18 members of staff. The team are absolutely amazing and are truly passionate about what they do, which shows in the amazing results achieved. Since going live, we have designed over 60 sessions to support participants, delivered over 1,000 sessions, had over 3,300 referrals. From May 2020, we will be offering 1,520 sessions a month to support participants. Here is a video to showcase what we offer to support people struggling with COVID-19.
Right, okay guys, so let's answer this question now then. So how many times have you switched industries or careers? Okay, so it seems to be more participants on here that haven't switched careers. However, it's good to see some that have. So obviously the ones that have, you're open to that change and you understand things like transferable skills and you've looked at other industries, which is good. And for ones that haven't, obviously now is maybe the time for you to do that, to understand what other skills you have which are going to be transferable into different industries. So moving on from here. So changes to employability and what you can do. So as mentioned, some industries, including recruitment, film and TV, leisure, travel and tourism will be affected more than others, and some job roles temporarily put on the periphery, such as marketing and communications. However, these unfortunate circumstances can give you the exciting opportunity to try something new. So let's have a look at some of the booming industries in what we call the new normal. So employment or employability, if you like, so what we do here at Catch 22, for example. Cyber, so anything in the cyber world, so that's security, technology or teaching. The video games industry, obviously with people playing video games at home within lockdown, that's clearly taking a rise. PPE industry, so face masks or any other personal protective equipment. The dating industry has also seen a rise within the lockdown. Healthcare, as well as some aspects of retail. Now, this isn't to say that other career avenues aren't viable or that they won't return, but just for now, with the way things are, these are the current industries that are obviously doing very well. So if you guys can have a go at answering this one. So job hunting during the pandemic. So if you can tell me whether you strongly disagree or strongly agree to these points, and that's I'm feeling positive about a career change, I'm feeling positive about interviewing online via Teams, or I'm feeling positive about the idea of working from home. Great, so everyone seems to be kind of in the middle there, which is good. So not kind of either or really. In terms of kind of accepting change, within this time. I'm someone that had never worked from home before or interviewed on Teams or Zoom or anything like it, but actually now I find that now that I've accepted this and added this to my working world, it actually works better than being in an office sometimes. But it's just having that flexibility or being open to that change, which for some of us doesn't come easily. However, the virtual world is now designed in a way that we can still work and connect with our team members, and it can actually be a refreshing change to what we're normally used to. So moving on from here. So let's look at upskilling. So if you found yourself with more free time as a result of COVID, look at completing an online course. These look great on your CV and show a commitment to learning. Check out the Open University and Future Learn to see if they have any courses that might interest you. Google some qualifications, maybe more specific than others for certain career paths, i.e. Google Ads for marketing, and Google may be able to point you in the right direction of something a little bit more tailored. So any useful links that you might be looking for, so you can check out the Open University website, the National Careers Service, futurelearn.com, TEFL.org, and as well as codeacademy.com.
Brilliant, guys. Thank you for taking the time to kind of watch that snippet. And I hope you enjoyed it and hope it gave you a good insight as to the type of thing that we can perform on the sessions. So I just quickly wanted to summarise them really before I sort of end up speaking. So again, has Catch-22 been impacted by COVID-19? And the answer to this is absolutely yes. I think it's been an incredibly difficult time for many of us, but actually we've adapted really quickly. If we work to support some of our most vulnerable service users, but also whilst making sure that as an organisation, our staff look after also our own well-being as well. So as a team, we've had to build resilience and maintain a high quality service that enables our staff to do their very best, but also work with our community members. And we've continued to secure contracts and to be able to promote and develop staff in recognition, with promotions in order to reward their hard work and dedication that we've seen. So now our vision is simple. It's just to support those that need to move into employment, and this matters more than ever. So as we discuss innovative ways to tackle this challenge, we've also seen real positive results. So thank you guys for taking the time to listen. That is all from me, and I will now hand you back over to Lindsay, who will facilitate any questions. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Holly. That was fantastic. So now, if anyone does have any questions, now would be a really great time to just pop it in the Q&A box on the sessions tab. I'm just going to invite Emma, Alex, and Christina Hicks back to the room. If anyone has any questions, pop it in the box. And I'm just going to give a bit of an introduction to Emma and Christina. So Alex has more than 12 years experience of working within the employability sector. She began her career in response to the financial recession in 2008, working for the DWP. Emma went on to successfully manage and develop publicly funded and private sector programs. Joining Catch-22 in 2018, Emma is responsible for a diverse range of employability programs focused on achieving the best sustainable outcomes for those hardest to reach. With a passion for positive changes for social impact and social mobility, Emma is committed to making a meaningful and lasting difference to the communities that Catch-22 serve. And we have Christina. So Christina is a JNC qualified youth work professional, passionate about the development of young people as active citizens that have a valid contribution to make to society. She's designed and developed award-winning programs, implemented and embedded youth boards and forums, devised accreditation and evaluation frameworks, all alongside facilitating youth mentoring and one-to-one casework. With a focus on achieving Catch-22's vision on supporting 20,000 young people with complex barriers into work over the next 3 years, she now manages and delivers national, public and corporate funded programs with overall accountability for financial, contractual and operational performance of contracts worth in excess of £3 million. So, are there any questions? Let me just have a look in the box. Because we do have a question here. So Christina and Emma, what are your key learnings during this time, and what changes will you make once you return to normal delivery? I want to start first.
I'm happy to go first. There's been so many learnings in the past 12 months and so many things that we will keep We've had to adapt so much and deliver completely remotely on digital platforms and engaging customers in that way. So we have developed and learned so much. And some of the things that we will definitely keep will be a bit of a blended model. So, using these platforms like we are today for this session, I think the way in which webinars will happen in the future, this is the way forward. We get great attendance across all the webinars that we've delivered. And sort of extending to our caseloads, we've delivered many different jobs fairs, which the attendance has been outstanding, and we've had employers that are much more willing and able to attend in that format rather than travelling across the UK to present. So for us, there's lots of things that we will keep in terms of our online delivery, but the blended model will mean that we still will see our customers face to face. We very much pride ourselves in being a community and working with those hardest to reach and having that inclusive approach. And there are certain things that through remote delivery has been more challenging. Supporting young people to complete application forms, for example, finding ways around that, sharing screen, and it's quite tricky. Much easier if we're sat next to them and actually giving them support one-to-one. So some of those things absolutely we want back, and we want back as quickly as we can have it. But ultimately, there's lots of things that we can do and lots of ways in which we've now improved our delivery through having digital delivery. So, I could go on. There's lots of things that we've done, like loaning laptops and devices, and we will still continue to do that because we want to have this digital presence in our delivery. So that will continue. I mentioned the online events and sort of round tables and stuff. I think we'll get much more attendance from people from government and from different organisations than what we would if we were to hire a hall, and not to mention the cost of doing that. So we'll definitely keep that. In terms of the young people that we work with, we found that they're going to have to interview in this way. Many employers won't revert back to having interviews face to face when you could be based in Liverpool but want to interview people for London, for example. They're not going to make that journey now. So we will continue to support our young people in mock interviews online. So we have learnt loads, we've evolved, we've developed and adapted, and we would definitely be taking all those skills forward and have a bit more of a blended, more open-minded way around how we deliver our services. Christina, from a digital point of view, obviously you touch on, as a lot of our programmes are all digital and online, so just a few thoughts around from yourself.
Yeah, no, of course. I think one of the key learnings we found is about being flexible. So from that rather grandiose blurb about me from the beginning, is that when we've designed programs in the past, it can often take a really long time. And actually, when we were hit with the pandemic, it was like we need to react now. People still need this, and we need to do it quickly. So we kind of just went in and did what we thought was the right thing and tried and learned on the spot, whereas before that may have been a longer process. And actually that's been quite a liberating thing, and allowed us to explore and be creative and be innovative in the way that we deliver our programs, and always like reflecting back and learning each time we do it and perfecting as we go along. So I think that's a really key learning. But also there's lots of things we will adapt as we go along and keep talking to young people about. So at the moment this is direct digital delivery is what is useful and helpful, but it might not be. People, I hope, will want to come and see us in real life, but there will be elements that I think will be still really good to be able to do online, so that we can meet more people. But again, to just make sure that we're always consulting young people on what is the thing that they need the most and how we can adapt to that.
Lovely, thank you very much. So there aren't any other questions. We are going to just wrap it up now. So thank you so much, Holly, for presenting today, and thank you, Emma and Christina, for joining us for a little bit of question time at the end. So the Euromet is now actually coming to a close for today. So if you haven't had a chance to view the expo, you can still do that. And if not, we will see you back on the main stage at 9:30 tomorrow. So thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.